Hey everybody, today you will be seeing me drawing a dragon. This is in reference to a blog post that I started a while ago. I called it Chronolapse Dragon Sketches Are Underway. You can find more about this by looking in the description to the blog post, where I outline the whole story and how this came to be. Okay, what story? Well, I am really frustrated and also excited that I was able to produce a time lapse. This time lapse took me a few days to figure out. The issue is I've never done it before, and there seems to be many ways to do this. For one, Adobe has a few products that I can use to create it. Chronolapse for one, which I'll get to in a moment. Open Broadcaster software. VLC is a useful tool. I tried them, but it's actually quite interesting how you have to use these tools together to get your time lapse. Um, I watched a few tutorials online and things like that, but I only have about an hour after work, 9 to 5 job, chores, food, etc. So, let's start. The Chronolapse software is really cool. I'm going to include it in the description, but let me tell you why it's awesome. It lets you take screenshots every 3 to 4 seconds or whatever you specify. So there's nothing complicated about that. I mean, you can choose to do a video or just screenshot, and it just walks you through the process. Um, oh yes, it lets you pick out a photo too as well. Yeah. Once you set that up, fire it up and start recording. So the time lapse you see right here is actually a bunch of screenshots put together. I did not remember or recall what frame rate I used, and I'm curious to know what you guys think of the speed. Okay, so that's Chronolapse. I want to move on to Adobe. I used Lightroom, Photoshop, and Adobe Encoder to try to achieve the full time lapse. But that wasn't enough because I needed a video editing tool, so I had to throw in Adobe Premiere. Alright, so I tried Lightroom thinking that it will let me stitch together the sequence. But why did I need Lightroom? I was thinking that I needed to make the colors and the balance and the tone any different, but I figured that it wouldn't be really necessary because I wanted to let my true art show. The other reason was I needed to rename all the files quickly, so I thought I could use Lightroom for that. I tried it, but when it started renaming them, it started freezing on me and eating up a lot of my resources on my machine. Noted that my PC is only 5 years old, and I think it's using Sandy Bridge. CPU. So I just kicked Lightroom out of it and used Adobe Bridge instead for the renaming. Okay, why did I need to rename? These things that Chronolapse outputs, sorry, these screenshots, they come out numbered, and Photoshop has a animation tool that lets you import a sequence of images and create a animation out of it. And you will be prompted to put in a frame rate and it'll stitch it for it. Once you do that, you can make any adjustments to the layer and save it and output it. It'll give you those options. But I would recommend checking out online how to actually do all of that, because I don't want to dive too deeply into that. What else was there? I recall trying to stitch videos together with my screenshots, and Adobe Premiere wouldn't take my MPEG files that I created using Open Broadcaster software. So that was not good. So I ended up using VLC to convert it. I also tried Adobe Encoder, and Encoder wasn't able to convert it. So go figure, a free software works better than a paid. So this time lapse that you've been watching in the background for this time, I think I've been blocking in the colors and using a technique called the teardrop. I don't want to butcher this person's name, but I think it's Sycra, and he provides you with 2 tools that you can import into your painting software and just color pick from. I don't remember exactly which colors I used, but it's green, purple, and yellow. As you can see, this is a green dragon. So I'll include that in the description so you can download it and try it out. It's just 2 images. My workflow throughout this time lapse is mostly using multiply and screen on top of my main layer. I also like to use the golden ratio to move my dragons around so they look interesting, and it kind of helps you with the composition. So, I mean, I don't know if people show that at the end of the final product, or if they just show the colors that they used in the image. Interesting thing here. I'm creating this flame here. It's using orange, black, and yellow colors as the base. Oh, okay. And then I smudge it in. Yes, I love the smudge tool. And then I continue adding highlights and shadows throughout this thing. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. You can take a look at the blog to see the rest of the rant and focus on the dragon, and how I create my other sketches. You can check out other blog posts there. If you like what you see, please like or subscribe. And here's a bunny for you. Take care.